Cool. So you guys are now, you're in week 11. You are in the middle of your group projects. Looking back, so in week 7, we had a big curveball, right? Well, the entire world had a giant curveball. We decided to take the cohort remote. It was before they put in all the restrictions here in San Diego, but we wanted to do it early enough that we could kind of make the transition as smooth as possible for you guys. Can you tell me a little bit about that day? I remember coming in and, well, I just had come from a big meeting with the whole staff about like, okay, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? And then coming in and wanting to, talk to you guys and walk you through that process. Can you talk a little bit about that? Who wants to go first?
I can start it off.
Gee, start us off.
Yeah. Actually, throughout the times, me and Mr. Andy over here, we became good friends. So we've already been hanging out on the side, like just on the weekends and whatnot. And we saw this kind of coming, and we were kind of talking. I remember talking about it. Like it was that Sunday. Me and you were talking about it just briefly, and we were like, something's gonna happen. Like it's gonna happen. Everyone, like his wife went remote. My girlfriend was going remote, and I was just like, yeah, everyone's going remote. I was like, oh no, are we going remote kind of thing? And I was like, okay, probably by the end of this week, we'll probably be remote. And then Monday hits, then the numbers doubled up. I remember we were doing something, just looking at statistics of like the maps.
Yeah, I was showing you a map on
COVID-19.
that.
Yeah, you were showing me the maps of COVID-19. And then I remember it doubled up. I was like, oh, wow, that was really fast. Like within a refresh. Like we were looking, it was the same numbers. We refreshed it and it was just like doubled. We're like, oh, that's not good. And then it was that very next day where you came in, Rob came in, like everyone was there. It was like, uh-oh, here it goes. Like they're dropping news.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we did the same thing that like Rob and I that weekend. We actually thought going into the week that it would be by the end of the week that we would go remote. But then once everything started happening Monday morning, we were like, nope, we're doing this now. We gotta move fast.
It was definitely an emotional day. Not so much of like, oh, this really sucks for us, but more of a, oh, this is real. Like now it's really hitting all of us. Like this is like a real moment of like, hey, we're in a pandemic. Like this is a thing. This is real life right now. Like people are going crazy. And it was just emotional. But like I feel like our community of our class from our cohort kind of like made it better. Like if I heard this news by myself, would have probably been devastating kind of thing. But like we all kind of had each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think I remember I was talking to the Chi that day around lunch before you guys had come in, and I was like, I would not be surprised if maybe by the end of the day, even today, after watching the numbers jump in a refresh, we were like, oh, maybe by the end of the day, even. I thought for sure it would be the end of the week by all means, but by end of the day is like, and then it happens. And it's like, I definitely remember the feeling of like, oh no, I love coming into this place. That set design worked. I loved it. What about my kombucha? What about my coffee though? What about my morning routine? And it definitely felt a little sad, but I wasn't worried truly though. Like, yes, it was that feeling of this is real, like, wow, the COVID-19 being real. But as far as my concern over my education that I was, there for in the first place being damaged at all, I was like, it's a tech industry job. We're in the tech industry. We're made for this. Like, this is what we do. This is okay. This is the easiest thing we can transition to. So it wasn't too sad. It was just very much like more about COVID-19 being crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely had full faith in the leadership team at Learn, of course, and you guys presented a really great plan for us in front of the whole classroom, and we were working in front of the computers 8 hours a day anyways. We just needed to push it online. Obviously, You're definitely missing that in-person kind of like high five or you know or no lunch walk to lunch with a new friend. But you know, we're definitely doing really well transitioning, and yeah, learning a lot still.
That's great. I think that that was the thing, and I probably said this that day, that the thing that was the most concerning for me is that I learned that the collaboration, the camaraderie of the class is one of the most important things that helps you learn, that helps you like feel like a member of the community as you're making a really big transition. And I was really concerned about not being able to do, like, how do you do that online? So we spent most of Monday like trying to figure out what that is. I was on the phone with like you know, Adam Cubby from Zeal, like, hey, you guys are remote, how do you do it? Like, how do you make people feel like a part of the team? And you know, I remember that Tuesday morning when we all came on for stand up that morning, all on our computers in our houses, watching you guys like share your lives with each other was, I had to, you know, step away afterwards and have a little moment, because it was so amazing to watch you guys still connect with each other, that it was that moment that I was like, oh, it's still going to work. Like, this is still like, we're still seeing each other, we're still engaging with each other, and we're still going to get that part of it. And it was that stand up that made me feel like, okay, there's going to be bumps, we're going to figure things out, we're going to have to navigate all these new technologies, but you're still going to be able to connect with each other, and you get to see each other's pets and family members. Like, oh,
That is always
That's the
great.
best part. That's the best part right there.
yeah.
Show me your puppy. Show me your cat, please.